that's coming out of Sri Lanka. There have been anti-government protests now for weeks because of the economic crisis there, and they have turned violent. One protester shot dead by police in firing today. My colleague Shrija now joining us for more on that. Shrija, this is what many had feared could happen.
Yes, in fact, something which started with tear gas shelling and to disperse the crowd. We understand that the police eventually opened fire, and we also understand it was multiple shots. But at this point in time, we are given to understand one protester, he has lost his life in the police firing at Rambukana protest. And, today's protest, that what we are witnessing it was not just another protest where, people spilling onto the streets and demanding that Gota go home. But today it was the bout where several of the protesters had come onto the streets because of the fuel hike, what they witnessed. And as far as the latest protest is concerned, we see over 12 people have been injured in this particular protest, and cops opened fire. They also admitted to the fact they had to open fire to disperse the crowds, and also because the crowd went violent and they started hurling stones at the cops who were there, and also they attempted to set fire to a fuel bowser. This is something which they said, and several properties were damaged as well. So eventually we see that the police had to open fire. Now that is the justification given by the police, and just like how you pointed out, saying that yes, eventually this is how it would have turned out to be. We see the police, instead of maintaining peace and ensuring that something, the government could also come out and say something, issue a statement to the protesters. Instead, they have stayed mum all throughout this. Even Gotabaya Rajapaksa at one point did go on to ask and request the protesters not to protest at this point in time, because it is causing huge loss to the government. But eventually today we see the protesters have come out, and that's the anger that we're witnessing on the streets. And we see now the police have opened fire at one of the protesters, and it is also confirmed the protester has lost his life at the hospital. Several of them are continuing to receive treatments at various hospitals at Rambukana itself.
All right, thanks very much for that update.